My question is about intuition. My experience with intuition is it doesn't arise in my mind, not as a thought anyway, or as one of the five senses. It's almost like a sixth sense, people call that. And then when I follow that, I find myself in these series of, maybe we call it synchronicities, and they're wonderful. I meet wonderful people, I have a wonderful experience, and I'm aware that I have this almost like an impulse that I follow. I guess my question is, when I surrender into that, I have these wonderful experiences, and I get something out of it, maybe something I needed to hear. What am I surrendering to? Is it like awareness seeping? Is it consciousness is bored and having fun with me? Is it? I'm just trying to understand what am I surrendering to when I'm following this intuition.
Monica, your intuition, it's still your finite mind. It's not pure consciousness, because it has some quality, some form, some experiential quality. So it's still part of the finite mind. But it's that region of your finite mind that you don't have access to during your normal waking state conditions. So it's just outside the sphere of your waking state mind. And the waking state mind, as we know, is a relatively small portion of our finite mind. When we have a dream at night, we access a part of our mind that is not accessible to us in the waking state, but it's still part of our mind. So when you experience intuition, you're venturing beyond the boundary of your waking state mind into a region of your mind that lies just outside it. It's like when you leave this room represents the finite mind. You leave this room, you don't go straight out into the space outside, you go into the hallway. The hallway out there it's outside this room, but it's not quite the open, empty space of the universe. So the room, the hallway here represents your intuition. It's that region of your mind that's not accessible to you under normal conditions in the waking state. Now, why do, when you go there, why do synchronistic experiences or why do experiences happen there that don't happen within the tight parameters of the waking state? It's because as you move from the clearly bounded parameters of the waking state out towards pure consciousness, where there's no boundaries, no limitations, you begin to lose your limitations. The laws of physics are not as tight in the dream state as they are in the waking state. So if you imagine a white piece of paper, imagine drawing lots of circles on the white piece of paper. Each circle represents one of our finite minds. And then outside, and you draw each circle with a heavy pencil line. But then outside each circle, draw another circle, like a satellite, like another circle, more faintly. That would represent it's still the finite mind, but it's that part of the finite mind that's not available in the waking state. And now imagine that there are lots of circles on this piece of paper, that some of the paler circles, they begin to overlap with each other. So there's less separation. The waking state is the state in which our sense of separation is at its most clearly defined. As you move still within the finite mind, but into the regions that lie outside the waking state, the sense of separation is looser. And therefore, for instance, synchronistic events can take place. You think of someone you haven't thought of for 10 years, you go back to your room and there's an email from them. That's because it's only in the waking state that we're really separate or seem to be separate. The deeper we go into the regions of our own finite mind, the less separation there is there. The boundaries between minds get fainter and fainter the more we venture outside the waking state mind. So that's what's happening when you venture into these regions, and why you experience these synchronistic events and so on.
Sometimes I've experienced that I sense something right before it happens, like something, I've even caught a cup that was falling.
That I would suggest is because time and space as we know it are only such in the waking state. So we tend to think that time and space are inherent in reality itself. No, they're not. There's no time and space in reality. Time and space are just how reality appears to a human mind. When reality is filtered through thought and perception, it appears as time and space. So time and space are just the product of our finite minds. So as you venture towards the edge of your finite mind, outside the tight parameters of the waking state, time and space begin to lose their grip, their hold. And so as you venture more in that direction, time and space can be distorted. You can have an intuition. Time and space is not linear when you leave the tight parameters of the finite mind. So when you venture into this region of intuition, or the personal unconscious, or even more the collective unconscious, that region of our finite minds that are connected beneath the surface, time's not a straight line anymore. Past and future, they don't exist outside the waking state mind in the way that we believe they do in the waking state. So you have this intuition. My son Matthew, when he was 3 years old, he drew a picture at school of the barns at home in Shropshire, where we lived, and it's an L-shaped barn, an old agricultural barn where I had my studio and kilns, and he drew the barns with a plume of smoke coming out of the top of them. 3 weeks later, my barn's burnt down. But because a child's mind, a 3-year-old child's mind, has not yet been cast, has not been set, like our waking state minds are set. Time and space are real. Reality consists of time. This is just the when our wonderful Western education has enclosed the mind in these concepts, and time and space, and they seem to be so concrete, so real, but it's not. It's just the way the finite mind sees reality. So if you venture outside the finite mind, the waking state mind, as we do, for instance, in our dreams, or as you can do in meditation, or using psychedelic substances, and an artist goes there in their imagination. An artist is someone who is in touch with the regions of the mind outside the waking state. So their time loses its linear dimension. So it's possible to have an intuition of something.
Is it okay to dwell there? I guess, am I running away from the fact that I need to be aware of this? I guess, how does awareness...
No, it's fine. I mean, exploring that region of your mind won't tell you anything about the nature of consciousness. But that doesn't mean that it's not legitimate to explore it. If you explore mathematics, it won't tell you anything about the nature of consciousness, but that's not a reason for not exploring mathematics or cooking or music or what. It's valid to explore all those things, but as long as you don't think that you're exploring the nature of consciousness. So
right.
keep up exploring the nature of consciousness, because exploring the nature of consciousness, that's exploring the nature of yourself, or exploring the nature of reality, and your experience. our experience tends to unfold in a way that is consistent with our understanding of ourselves. So that's your primary endeavor, is to know yourself as you truly are. But it's not mutually exclusive. You can still, if you're interested in those realms, then it's fine to explore them, yes.
I think it's just happening to me. It's not like I'm looking for it.
Yes. Yeah, so it's happening to you, and you're right to be inquisitive about it. It's very interesting. If these synchronistic events, you cannot not be interested in a synchronistic event. It's just, so it's fine to be interested in it.
Thank you.